Hello students, I am Shruti Agnik and welcome back to the lecture series of Advanced Java. Today we are going to study JDBC, that is part of JDBC, that is Java SQL package and database connectivity. In this whole lecture we are going to see what is the use of the java.sql package which is readily available in Java and how we can connect with a database. So we are going to move on to looking at detailed studying of what is a Java SQL package. Then we will move on and see how we can configure the MySQL database, and then we will see a small program through which we can connect to a database. So please note that we are going to use the MySQL database here for connection of your Java application with a database. So let's begin. Let us first see what is the Java SQL package. Now this java.sql package is an inbuilt package readily available in Java, and it contains certain inbuilt classes and interfaces which are not limited to the ones I have mentioned here. Let us see the first one. It is the driver manager, which is a class. So the driver manager class is a class which helps or which attempts to call or connect with a specific driver where you have already a pre-listed or pre-registered set of JDBC drivers. Okay, so whichever database you want to connect with, you need a specific database driver for that particular database. So this driver manager has a lot of drivers registered with itself, so it is going to call the specific driver which helps you to connect with a specific database. So we can say that it attempts to select an appropriate driver from a set of pre-registered JDBC drivers. Okay, so it's a class. The second is the driver interface. This particular driver interface takes care of the communication between the database and the Java application. Okay, next is the connection interface. The connection interface takes care of communicating with the database. So here when you want your Java application to connect with the database, your connection interface is going to come into help, where you will be able to connect with your database in order to insert, update and delete whatever. Next is your statement interface. The statement interface is going to help you to fire your SQL queries like insert, update, delete, select, create a table, drop a table, whatever. So all your queries that you are writing can be written in form of statements. So this interface helps you in that way. Next is the result set. Now result set is anything which is retrieved from the database and given to the Java application. So all that is stored in your result set. So your result set is a kind of an iterator or a looping sort of structure which is going to help you to retrieve from the database. So it's a very important interface. Next is the result set metadata interface. Now metadata, you already know, it is data about data. So result set metadata tells you more about the result set that you have retrieved from the database. So you can say that if you are selecting from a database, then you are finding out how many number of columns are selected, how many number of rows are there, what is the data type of the data that is being selected. So this is where your result set metadata interface comes handy. Next is your SQL exception class. Now this exception class is used for handling any SQL kind of exceptions that are occurring during your tenure in the program. And your SQL warning class is helping you to access any warnings with respect to connecting to a database, with respect to statements that you are firing, or with respect to any result sets that you are trying to retrieve from the database. Okay, now next we are going to see how to configure the database. Now before moving on to how to configure with the database, I will show this to you practically, but let us just see the points first. The first point is you have to connect with the MySQL database, which I already told you. Now in order to connect with the MySQL database, we are going to use the XAMPP control panel or the XAMPP server. So the XAMPP server will help you to connect with MySQL, and we are going to perform the operations using the control panel of XAMPP. So first you will open the XAMPP control panel. Inside the XAMPP control panel, you will start your Apache as well as your MySQL services. After starting these services, you will be able to access your MySQL database. Okay. Now, after starting these services, you need to open the database. So to open the database, you need to move on to MySQL admin, or after starting these services, you can type the following link that I have given you in blue here in your browser. So either of the two ways can work. Okay, then after your MySQL admin will be open, you will be able to create your tables, you will be able to create your databases, you can create stored procedures and whatever that you want to do with your databases. The next is you need to note the credentials. The default username of MySQL when you are using XAMPP is root. It has no password, and the default port with which you are connecting is 3306. So let's see how you can configure the MySQL database server practically. We shall now see how to configure the MySQL database using the XAMPP control panel. So you will first on the XAMPP control panel from here. You can just search it and click on this. This is your XAMPP control panel. Inside your XAMPP control panel, second step you will do is starting your Apache and your MySQL services. Okay, in your Apache server you can see it is on port number 8443 and MySQL is on 3306. The third step is you will move on to the admin of the MySQL database. So you can open your PHP MyAdmin and connect with the SQL server or MySQL database. You also have a second option of connecting with localhost PHP MyAdmin. If you type this link in the URL, you will be able to open your PHP MyAdmin, from where you will be able to connect with your MySQL. Okay, now let us create a new database. New. Let us name the database student. Let us now name a table inside. You can see creating a table. So I am creating a table, say stud, inside my student database, which is having a total of 2 columns. My first column is ID, second column is name. ID is an integer with length of 3 integer values, and name is varchar with say length of 30. Okay, and I can let it go. So we have saved. As you can see in my student database, I have a stud table. You can also see from here database student has a table stud with these 2 columns. Okay, in case you do not have your XAMPP server, I can give you the source in the description box. You can get your XAMPP server from there and install it and go through this exercise. Let us now see how to connect with the MySQL database. But before we move on to that, let us see how many different classes and interfaces will be handy to you here. The class that we will be using here, that is the class and the driver manager class, and the interface that we will be using for connecting with the database and communicating with it, we will use the connection interface. So let's see this with the help of a simple program. Let us now practically connect to the database. We will first create a new project. Let us make it an Java application. Let us name it JDBC programs, and I don't want a main class. Okay, now inside my default package I am going to create a new Java class. I will name it connect to database. Okay, now you already know we are going to use the class, the driver manager class, and connection interface, but you cannot use them directly. You have to import java.sql.star if you want to use them. Next is I'm creating a main method which is throwing exception. Okay, under this I will first write the path of my database, but before I write my path, let me just let us write the path first. String URL of the database. Now your database URL is given by jdbc:/mysql:. The database is residing on this computer itself, therefore localhost. It is residing on MySQL service, that is on port number 3306 by default, and I want to connect with a database, not a table. Mind me, it is database, so I am writing the name of my database. So this is my path of the database or URL of the database that I want to connect to. Second is I am connecting with MySQL database, therefore I need to register or I need to call the MySQL database driver. So for that I have to register the driver. I can register the driver using the class. So the class has a method called forName. Okay, so you are going to use the first method of forName, where you are going to give the name or the string of the class that is being registered. So the class is by default com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Now when you write this statement, you have to include a jar file or a connector file. Without this file, you won't be able to connect with the MySQL database. So for that, you need to go into libraries. Into libraries, you will do add library. Under add library, you will go to MySQL JDBC driver. If you are not using this or you are not performing this step, then you will not be able to load this class which I have written here, com.mysql.jdbc driver. It will be unknown. So if you are telling the program to find out this driver, you have to give your driver or specify your driver path here. So this is my MySQL JDBC connector file. I will add it. Okay, so this is my MySQL connector file. This is going to help me connect this particular Java code with this database. Okay, so in order to have a connection between these two, I need to have this. Okay, now class.forName. Next thing is I will register my driver here in driver manager dot get connection. Now get connection method, you can see, is returning an object of the connection interface. So whatever result this method is returning should be stored in a connection kind of interface kind of reference. Okay, so get connection method, and in my get connection method, whatever results I am getting, they will be stored in connection con. Okay, so I have created a reference of my interface, that is con, and inside con I am storing get connection. Now get connection, I am going to use the one with 3 parameters, that is this one. Okay, so first thing is I am going to specify the URL of my database that I am going to connect with. Then I am going to give the user name to connect with that database, and third thing is I am going to use the password. Now I have already discussed in this video lecture that the username by default is root, but the password by default is null. So I'm going to specify the path of my database, which I have already described previously, my username and password into this get connection method, and this get connection method is returning an instance of the connection interface or reference of the interface connection interface. So we are storing it in connection con. Now first thing that I am going to specify here is the URL of my database, which I have stored here in this string. So I will specify the string here, that is my path. Then I'll specify my username, that is root, and my password, which is null or nothing by default. Okay, now if this URL of your database is okay, and if your credentials, that is your username and password, are correct, then con will not remain null. And if it is not able to get this, then con will remain null. So we can easily find out if con is not equal to null. We can specify that we are successfully connected to database. Okay, now let's run this program and see. We are successfully connected to the database. So I'm repeating the whole steps, all the steps again. I'm first importing my java.sql package so that I can use my class, the connection interface, and the driver manager class. In order to use these, I'm importing SQL package. Okay, then I'm creating a database string or the database path, which is by default jdbc:/mysql localhost, because it is on this particular computer and MySQL is running on port number 3306. This is the name of the database that I want to connect with. Next is I'm specifying what kind of database I'm going to connect with, which is MySQL. So class.forName and com.mysql.jdbc.driver. As and when you enter class.forName, you need to add a library for connecting your Java code with the MySQL database. So this MySQL JDBC driver you are going to insert in your libraries. Next is you are going to register your database name and your credentials. So using driver manager, which is going to open through this particular driver any connection, then that connection will move on to this database through this username and through this password, and it is going to return an con kind of object. Okay, now this con will be null if something is wrong here, and if nothing is wrong, then it is going to not remain null and you can successfully connect to the database. So this is how you can connect to a database very easily.
Okay, now let us see more depth information about what is your connector file actually doing. This connector file is linked with com.mysql.jdbc.driver. So we are going to move on to this path. Let us open this, and this is your mysql.jdbc, com.mysql.jdbc. Okay, here. So what this particular class is doing is it can do all this. It can handle block data, it can cache your data, it can use callable statements, it can use connection interface, it can use even open your database. It can help you to find your result sets, it can help you to find their metadata. So they can handle all these things. They can even help register your driver. So these are the various classes which are included in this particular package, in this particular path. So this file is very useful. Otherwise you will not be able to connect your Java application with the MySQL part. Let us see what happens when we actually remove this file. Your class would not be loaded. That is the error that you are going to get. Let us run this program and check. See, your class is not found com.mysql.jdbc.driver. So you are not able to load it, and therefore your class.forName method is becoming is not helpful over here. So if you want to make this statement work properly and connect with the MySQL database, you need to add your MySQL library JDBC driver. Okay, now you will be able to connect again. This is the most common mistake that the students make. They know they write the name of the driver, they specify, but they forget to include the connector file. Second most common mistake that the students make is some kind of error in specifying the URL of your database. And third kind of error is in the registering the name of your driver. It should be exactly the same way, the database path as well as the driver name. They should be written in this specific way only. Okay, so that was an extra tip for today. Thank you.